Alrighty, g'day guys, welcome to another game in the series Learning from Observation, this time FBGLTD. As you can see, starting off with Red, has got an absolutely bloody crazy roll, decides to play Aqua, which is, can be fine. Got an Archer with Dark Priest, we have a Polar with Tribe, and we have an Ig. Yeah, okay, so personally with this roll, I would actually start LOD, because they're pretty bad on 10, so only this guy can hold anything, and honestly he's not very good on 10. So I would actually start the LOD and go for just a really greedy 10 hold. He has the carrier role, and I feel like Aquas don't quite suit that playstyle as well as LOD does, but we'll see how he goes. It's not a bad decision by any means. It's just sort of an optimization, or an opinion, I guess, of mine. We've got Privateer Landlubber on yellow, Cannon on orange, Aqua here, and 250 Aqua. Guess he wants to cover Warrior. I wouldn't with the Cannon in team, I really just wouldn't bother, but okay. Anyway, as you can see, if he'd started Lod, he was gonna have a good time. Ooh. Indeed, green didn't send, so who's happy? Elite Archer's easy mid. You got two. And the Aqua. Okay, well he's gonna have an easy time anyway. There you go. Happy carry roll. I'm not gonna say he got away with murder because Aqua's does okay on one really, even versus both of the warriors. He'd be okay still. Zig's leaking, but honestly he's done pretty well considering he's off the wall. He's not mid though. Never. Yep. Yeah, 21 leaks and one person not sending. It's pretty fail. It's the dude that went 250 as well. I don't really know why you go 250 if you got a mid, if you have a mid in the team, which is the Cannon, and then you're planning to send Warrior. I don't think you ever get. I don't think you can ever lose a heal with their setup rolls. And you know, the chance they send Warrior, it's there, but realistically, I would say Warrior is like a pretty low chance overall. So if you have one mid, I don't think you need to go out of your way to cover. So anyway, what did they see? They see the Aqua and the Archer, and they see an Ig leak. Yes, hard to call. You could go 6 against that, or you go King 10. Those are like your two options. I think trying to break an Ig on 7 with these rolls is just on the silly side. So King 10 I think is fine, and I think sending 6 is also fine, just from the information they have. Oh, we're going from 3. I'll push more and go Mermaid, I think. So the only reason to add Spectre here is if you fear a resend, which they're never going to go for versus Aqua Archer. Like, it's just not going to happen. Archer doesn't even need to add this small to clear, to go mid versus like a small resend. 250 Aqua goes mid versus bow. Like Bowman, not bloody Blood Orc. Yeah, I don't think it was necessary. It's, you know, it's fine. It's not like a big misplay or anything, but that's generally the reason you'd add a tier 1 with an Ig on 2 after getting Warrior. 2 Blood Orcs, 2 Ferbs. Not a fan of that send in general. It's just a weak send, basically, considering that you've had the extra time. We're gonna mid, we're gonna clear. So this could be, if the Ferbs go on the Aquas and the Blood Orcs on yellow-orange, there could be 0 leaks. Potentially. Probably not with... This placement tends to do a little bit worse than this placement here. This is the better one, because you get that walk log in nice and early. Stack the creeps on this side a bit, improve your focus, make them clog up more. Yeah, that's what you're looking for. 3 Privateer, interesting. No. Oh, he's going to eat that Ferb. Blood Orc. Both Blood Orcs on the Aquas. Nice Whisper, man. So yeah, cannon, easy mid, 3 privateers, easy mid. Both the aquas getting full clears, which is, yeah, on the lucky side to be honest, but there you go. Everyone holding for west, no surprise. So there's this gap, you see cannon, privateer, when do you go? I think about 6 or most likely just 7. But I'm guessing, yeah, we're going for PD. Which makes, it makes sense. I think these are decent with PD. They're not too bad in general. The only thing is they start out ranged and you really want them to tank for the PD. So you need to build it actually. I think I'd start these even further up. Or else you have to build the first PD like right back here. Because you want them to share damage with the summons. You don't want to just shoot all the summons up really far away. Alrighty. Super standard from everyone else. Except for this is... it's not horrendous, but you really don't need this small archer. I don't think I'd bother with it. No. We go Magnetor, which is really, really weird. If you wanted to build for 4, then just go for an Alpha. Because Alpha, the Magnetor does not work very well on 5 with these. It'll just finish off low health creeps. Because that's its attack pattern, it goes for low health ones. And obviously since it's a one-shotter, it's not too helpful. Just leave it as a small polar. And then grab an Alpha male. And even, like, if you're scared of 6, which, you know, is not too silly to be concerned about 6 for West, then you can go for a Magneron 6 if you really want. Well, we can full push like this, but if we had an Alpha 530, I think we'd do fine. And I think it doesn't make sense to go for a Magnetor and be 560 value on level 4 if you're just going to full push then either. That's, yeah, really strange. But, you know, this is what we do. 600 Aqua on red. It's fine. Could have been 6-2. Would have been the optimization there with 550. But for 7-1, there's no point holding gold. But you would have wanted to go 6-2. If you're going to place the crab like this, it's pretty overbuild, honestly, at this point. They see Ig and Archer, I really doubt they're sending 5. And if you want to build the crab, you build it next to the archers. You don't want it to just run forwards really far and suicide like this. You actually want to drag the creeps a little bit closer to your archers. Get a little bit more damage share on the crab. What that'll also do is it'll make the creeps walk around a little bit more, at least some of them, before they actually go on the wall and get to your EAs. Which will mean you'll have more even focus across your archers. See, both the Aquas getting pretty unlucky here, to be honest. Take a cheeky look at the positioning, but quite a few leaks from both of them. Considering they have like around the value, so there might be something a little off on the positioning, or it might just be down to luck. Don't know, but we'll take a look. This is pretty standard positioning. Some people like to build these half a space up, so you get like the flat line going from here. Some people like to build the flat line from here. I kind of like building these two Aquas here and here, but it's all down to preference. Right, yeah, this is, since we don't have the walk log, that we're getting quite punished by not having the wall plug. Also, 7-1 Aqua on 6 is not something I ever want to see. So this AOD is too close to these privateers, so when it spawns the summons on 7, it's going to spawn the summons like out over here or something. The privateers won't be sharing much damage, and it's not going to be too good of a look.
Forces are under attack.
3 EAs on 6. I guess we were trying to clear. I mean, potentially expecting send or something. These guys ammo? Ballsy send if they're not. But yeah, I think if you wanted 6 cover, you just get the dude with Magnetor to cover. you know, however it works. West is overpushed for sure. They don't actually have any hold, so more than firm it is silly if they don't have immolation. I'd say that's Teal overpushing quite a bit. What you'd want to do to actually be a good holder is just upgrade the mermaid. So you stay 3-1, and yeah, you get the bloody highborn as well, which is pretty good without a doubt. It's actually a really nice ad for Iggs. Where'd we place it? Placed it okay. You can build it right next to Igg, or you can build it here. I think both are fine. We also sold the Spectre at some point. Maybe we needed... Okay, so the Spectre is back. Maybe we sold it to get the Igg on 5 or something, I don't know. It's not a big deal, I just sort of happened to notice it. Pretty big send from East. Wow, it's still 7-1. Really? Damn, dude. 7-1 Aqua on level 7. Alright. We got 3 cannons loaded, 1 without loads, so we might clear. See. But yeah, let's watch this PD, because I really don't like the placement with the privateers. Probably still mid versus low send. Okay, so yeah, see all the spawns here. Privateers take a couple of hits, and then the spawns from the PD, the Black Desk, get focused down. Which is not what you want. One of them died super quick. But, it's only fur permit, so he's still doing fine. But in general, you'd want the privateers to tank more, and the PD spawns to tank a little bit less. So yeah, 6-1 Egg, 3 Iggs mermaid. It's not a good holder. I feel like people overestimate Igg a lot. It is good, but only if you actually build up. Like this, it's not much of a hold at all. Ah, both teams Shockwave. Okay. So it's worked out much better for East, of course. I'll say that. The trade is probably not so uneven, actually. But yeah, it was really ballsy for sure with just Shockwave, because Yellow would easily break to a big send with that placement, and they knew an Igg for level 1, and they had absolutely no idea what the Igg was doing. So they didn't know if it was 4 Iggs, what was talk, if it was, actually like really built up and a good holder, or if it was overpushed or anything like this. So yeah, hard to say. Ballsy send, but it worked for sure. So, credit to them, without a doubt. Of course, I'm making the assumption that they read the leaks of an Igg to Warrior, which I feel like you should. It's not a hard leak to read. It's probably the easiest, honestly. Yeah, 2 heals for West, 1 heal for East, I believe, which is, good trade for East, of course. Why are we not pushing, by the way? We've been 6-1 this whole time. What's going on? Did you think he needs to build? Oh, there we go. Guess we were just like AFK or something. Oh, we're on King and never actually pushed. Well, that's a bit silly. Don't want to see that. Yeah, I'd pop this sentry in front personally. Whenever he built it. It's not going to share any damage on 8, and he's not actually that good on 8 with a lot of non-aqua value and only 860. He'll be fine, most likely, but I think you want to use the the sentry to help tank a bit on 8 and on 9 as well. Even though it has medium, if you just build anything in front of your aquas, it's really helpful. No, we're going raw aqua, probably going like druid or something for 9. Makes sense, damage 10 with him sending if you want, so just push a bit more. We got cannon parrot, so he's got a really nice setup to hold 10. Potentially, but we'll see. Okay, managed to do well enough even without any damage there. So that's all you need. Small question of how we'll do on 9, but with 300 gold adding, you should be okay with 1200 odd. Possible to leak though, still possible to leak. We'll see if he goes Ghost or Necrolite. I would definitely go Necrolite. I think it's just much better for 9 than the Ghost. There's an argument to be made for Ghost, but I would go for Necrolite. Then I think I'd grab another tier 1 here. I would definitely not drop a small Necromancer. That would not be the way, my friend. That would be the way to leak. Okay, he's just gonna replace the Ghost there. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. No, that does make sense. We're gonna rip here. We have no damage, and everything is medium armor. He's just pushing, going for Talk. He could actually push one more and get Talk. Not sure why he isn't. Going more privateers. Probably going for that AOD, which is pretty useless on 10. Small AOD is really bad on 10. What did we go? Okay, we actually pushed and got mermaids, so we're playing a bit of a lump bank sort of style there. Makes sense considering the other aqua was such low push. He's kind of forced to play this way, I think. Otherwise, just doesn't slot his role in with his team at all. It's always important to slot your lane in with your team. Try and figure out what your team needs and try and provide that if you can. They're actually doing really well here. Bloody hell. 1k? I mean, I know Magnetor's good, but jeez. That's insane, actually. Oh, there you go. 1k value alpha male on 9. Leaking, what, 3 creeps? 3 creeps? Jeez. Crikey. Oh, I'm genuinely impressed by how well that did. I know Magnetor's a good tank because it's slower, but oh, with 1k. With 1k and the lack of damage. I suppose if your tribe is like 80% uptime on the proc, you can be right. Yeah. Dread leaked a little bit, or he went double down. It's probably only a couple of creeps mixed in with the archer though, not a big deal. What does the archer have? Yeah, it shouldn't leak with 4 EAs. You want them all on the wall, without a doubt, for 9. Much better focus. And with the tier 1 or whatever, you actually want to place it a little further behind on the melee levels. A little further in front, pardon. The melee levels? Don't get fucking Wolverine. Oh man. What a useless unit. Alright. No, it's going to do absolutely nothing. I mean, now I said that, he's probably going to crit 3 bosses, right? But realistically, it's going to do absolutely fuck all. Are we trying to split? This is going to split. I don't know what we're doing. You got cannons, a few parrots. Yeah. AOD, as I said, pretty useless on 10. But I want to watch this, because he's going to split. And I don't know why he's doing that. If you want to block it, you build it up there. So watch this. The aggro. And everything else is like super late to come in, which is not what you want. These eggs are not tanky on 10. They die pretty quick. They actually have okay DPS if they hit the bosses, so you don't want to sort of suicide them in like that. Also, he didn't go top, and he definitely should have just gone top. This did well enough. Yeah, alrighty. Seen a lot of people using the privateer for like anti-10 and anti-7 or so. Might have some application. I'm not too certain about it. I think it's not that good on 7 and 10, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a bit more useful than I sort of have in my head. Anyway, should be pretty much unlosable for East at this point, considering they have 2 mid here. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe West can sort of pull it back, but they are indeed behind. Even though East doesn't need to eat any bosses, they have 2 people mid versus full send against no people mid versus full send. 30-20 king, 13-17. Even if East drops a heal, it shouldn't matter too much. They'll have 2 really fat lines. It'll be very hard to break 14-15. And I don't see a 15 holder on West. They're actually both going to lose a heal here as well, which is obviously even better for East, because that means they're still +1 heal. Which means that a race is, in this sort of situation, it's really not a race. So assuming Pink leaks, which I think he will, because I think he knows the same as I sort of know, that if he leaks and forces 15, it's just a free win. I think West will have to like Desperate 14, and I think Desperate 14 will go very badly, because PD is super good on 14. Oh yeah, at this point these guys don't need a mid. They have more lumber bank. Yeah, they literally have more lumber than West. They have better values than West. Slightly better incomes on West, but it doesn't really matter. The 2 lanes with incomes aren't 15 holders. Even with this Hydra reroll, like look how many. Okay, we sold enough, but I still think it's not happening. We're 7-6. Relatively low backline, and it's not that great of a roll. It's Hydra. You got Spectre backline, but Spectre's not good at killing behemoths. So for blue, it's a nice roll for sure. Has the potential for 15 hold with enough value, but I don't think he's going to have that amount of value to actually be able to hold. So it's pretty bad he didn't build a siege on here. They had a chance to win Arena, considering Pink is suiciding. Well, I say they had a chance. They may actually just be winning. Cannon's always like chip me Arena. I think they're like super strong and then they die super quick, so really hard to judge. But no, okay, that siege on actually would have made a difference. That's pretty unlucky. Elite archers versus cannons. Well, I mean, if you put a chick with a bow up against a bloody great cannon, I think I think I'd be betting on the cannon. I think most of you slow it would as well. As a guess. Now, so if I was red, I'd probably be looking to drop 2 to 3 lods whenever I sort of could, and then just go for a reroll. His roll's lost its use. Did he split on? No, he didn't have this. That's going to start to split. I think this lod's going to split based on where his playsets on. Just I think it's close enough. Like the Hydra placement here, I think the one on the wall should be here. We'll see if he goes for that. We're going Blaster? Yeah, we're going Blaster. Makes sense. I think he should try not to show that, but we'll see if he can manage that. 7-6 from green doesn't make sense from me. I didn't actually watch if it split or not, so that's my bad. I said I was going to watch if it split or not, and then didn't watch if it split, so... It's really about time for a reroll on purple. We've kept these pretty weak units for a long time now. Like, these tribes just don't do anything mid-game. You know, he honestly got away with his YOLO much better than most tribesmen games, or most tribesmen attempts, I want to say, will get away with it, but it's not really saying much if you're still just irrelevant in the mid-game. Like, he's not a lumber bank, and he's not a holder versus send level. So at this point he just needs to reroll and find something that can make him a holder, or at least clear. I'd say the big one would be Tok, but you know, something like Hydra would maybe help out, but I would say it would be Tok Warlock. Would be what you're really looking for. Yeah, you can drop a half-breed or 2 first as well, of course. Never such a bad idea to grab a half-breed. Or a couple. Alright, maybe he sold that 2-1. It's gone now. Didn't pay attention. First Hydra, all good. I actually like this, staying on double alk. Okay, no, never mind. I was gonna say, what you want to do is potentially avoid the blaster on 12-13, because you don't want to show it, right? Oh, that being said. Okay, well, he reloaded. I was gonna say, with a couple of cannons out of ammo, you might need it. Obviously, Alchemist super squishy on 12, dies quick. Don't know why we're building this prisoner we hold without it, and it's completely dead value. If you want to build, grab a bloody Dark Mage. Super good with Hydra. Turns them from a effective tank to like actually having bloody good DPS on 15. So yeah, prisoner, pure dead value. Don't build that. There's someone who needs to watch a certain tier list video that may or may not be on YouTube. Hint hint. But yeah, for sure. Like Prison mid game, it's pretty useless. He's got much better options, and he's got a better option that he could afford for this level, even if he thought he needed to full build, which he didn't. But yeah, Dark Mage, it's super good. I feel like it gets forgotten just because it's a tier 1 that's not like Mutant or Revenant in the mid game. They're just like, oh, Skeleton, why would I want one of those in the mid game? It's like, well, Dark Mage is actually pretty insane. Like, it's so good with so many units. Yeah, anyway, Pink, being the team player he is, he doesn't have a bird in his role, so he's just ended up suiciding. I suppose that makes sense, really. Just chucks a bit of a bloody tantrum whenever he doesn't get a bird, and just like, nah, I'm not playing this game. I'm just going suicide. I'm just kidding, of course. I think he's made the right play for his team. Double Magnetor. Ugh, what are you doing, man? You're fucking kidding me, aren't you? Are you building for 17 or something? And if you were building for 17, you don't upgrade any more Magnetors, you just go Goliath, by the way. But like, what the fuck is this? I've never seen that. Double Magnetor, we're going for the triple Magnetor? I kind of hope so, because it's kind of funny, but at the same time, I really hope not, because it's super bad. We're going for an Oracle? Oh boy. He's not buffing the wall with his Oracle, so it's just a bit of a waste at that point. Like, if you're not going to make your wall, the wall here can't break, then you may as well just not build the bloody Oracle in the first place. No, obviously I'm kidding, but this Oracle is something you would build based on your gold on the expected sun level, which should be 15 for West. I would just be building like full Hydra, and then start thinking about Oracle. Well, honestly, I'd just go for Spectres anyway. But let's say hypothetically I was low on wood, it was like really close to a behemoth, and didn't want to make farms for Spectres, so then like, okay, maybe I go Oracle, but that's a decision I'd make on 15. I would not get the Oracle beforehand. So, you know, at this point, does he know if it denies him a Hydra? My guess is no. He doesn't know if it will or won't. No, spoiler alert, it will, if he actually upgrades it. Can't afford Oracle and a full Hydra. So instead he'll be stuck with the... Okay, we are going for Oracle. Well, not sure what you plan to build for 15. Goliath maybe? But then, like, I don't know, man. Really needed that third Hydra. Okay, drop 2 Hades and rerolled. Good decision. Got a Magnetor, which is helpful. Captain, which is helpful. Dark Mage, which is not too good with any of his units, so I think the way is just grab a Hades on 15 and grab a Polar on the wall. That's what I would do. Probably would have built the Polar instead of the Captain here, and then if I'd had enough gold for Hades Magna, would have gone for that. I'm not doing a calc on like 14 from my head from someone else's lane, CBF. But yeah, I'd be much more inclined to get a Magnetor than a Polar and a Captain. But if Polar and Captain's what you can afford, then Polar and Captain's pretty alright. Yeah, not too sad to have. Anyway, yeah, 15 send from both teams. Makes sense. I said these guys need to try 14, because they just lose a 15 race. Either they disagree or just agreed too much with the fact that West doesn't care if they send 14. Or East rather doesn't care if West sends 14, so, you know, it's fine. It's fine to play it this way. They were pretty staffed. Not too much to be done for this one, I think. So we did actually reroll eventually, which is good. We're going to have 2 ships with very, very little backline. So we'll see how that goes. Spoiler alert, probably not well. Definitely want to be upping this Fire Overlord. Actually does a lot of damage on 15. And one of the cool things about it is the upgraded one has 200 range, so it actually sits behind Tox. Unlike the vast majority of units, it will not run in front of Tox, which is a cool little niche. Anyway, 3 Hades. Okay, we afforded the Magnetor. There we go. 3 Hades, Magnetor, Exarch. Yeah, looks pretty good. Unlikely to mid, but potential. Did we actually get 3 Hydra? Bloody hell. Okay, well there you go. My calc in my head was well off then. I want to see how red does, I think. Oh well, pan around a bit. We got some Spectres. I would have dodged this small AOD, I would have just gone for a reroll. Small AOD is pretty bloody useless. Based on the... looks like we loaded magic damage, which is fair. Not mid though. We're mid, yep, we're mid. No one here is mid. It's 3 Infernals? Yeah, 3 Infernals. Pretty hard to hold that send without a doubt. Yeah, as you can see, 2 lanes leaking like almost nothing. I thought this dude was mid actually, but it looks like he got a bit cucked by the split focus. These things happen though, and it's not going to make a difference. Not even close. But yeah, I would still not go for that Oracle, even with the 3rd Hydra, which, you know, my mistake. I was wrong there. But even with the 3rd Hydra, I think you just need more damage on that roll, more single target. Otherwise, like, how do you plan to kill sends? Infernal's gonna stuff you over no matter what you do with that roll, in fairness, but I feel like you gotta do the best you can, give yourself the best chance to mid, and I really don't think Oracle was doing that. Right, anyway guys, cheers very much for watching, appreciate it, like, subscribe, all that. And I'll catch you next time.